Gender Snapshot 2025, progress is backsliding. Quick facts, launch date 15 September 2025. Report authors, UN Women and UN DESA, core message. No SDG 5 indicators are on track. Most at-risk areas, poverty, conflict zones, digital divide. Biggest economic lever, digital inclusion, $1 GDP boost by 2030. At the launch of the 2025 SDG Gender Snapshot, UN Women and the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs, DESA, reported that none of the gender equality targets under SDG 5 are on track, a sobering milestone just 5 years from the 2030 deadline. Björg Sandkjær, UN DESA Assistant Secretary General, stressed the scale of the challenge. Profound gaps persist. At current trends, more than 350 million women and girls could still be living in extreme poverty by 2030. She noted that nearly 64 million more women than men experienced food insecurity in 2024, and that climate change could push 158 million women into extreme poverty by 2050 if left unchecked. Key data from the report. Extreme poverty, 351 million women and girls could still be in extreme poverty by 2030. Conflict exposure, 676 million women and girls lived within 50 kilometers of deadly conflict in 2024, the highest since the 1990s. Food insecurity, nearly 64 million more women than men faced hunger last year. Political representation, women hold just 27% of parliamentary seats, and over 100 countries have never had a woman head of state. Digital divide payoff. Closing the gender digital gap could boost global GDP by $1.5 trillion by 2030 and lift 30 million women from poverty by 2050. What UN leaders said. Sarah Hendricks, director of UN Women's Policy Division, described the findings bluntly. This year's gender snapshot sounds a very clear and urgent alarm. Not a single SDG 5 indicator has been met, and none are on track. She underscored that regression is not inevitable, but the result of disinvestment, institutional erosion, and systems that prioritize war over equality. Papa Alioune Seck, chief of UN Women's Research and Data, highlighted violence as a global crisis. Nearly 1 in 3 women will experience physical or sexual violence in her lifetime. For every 10% increase in women's financial inclusion, violence declines by approximately 2%. Areas of progress. While the overall picture is troubling, the report points to tangible gains. Education. Girls are completing school at record rates. Health. Maternal mortality has dropped nearly 40% since 2000. Legal reform. Over 100 countries have repealed regressive laws in the past 25 years. Violence prevention. Countries with comprehensive protections report 2.5 times lower rates of intimate partner violence. These cases show that investments in equality pay off. In lives saved, rights secured, and economies strengthened. For ESG and sustainability leaders, the data is more than social context. It highlights systemic risks, conflict-related disruptions in supply chains, inequities in digital access, and workforce vulnerability due to unpaid care burdens. At the same time, it underscores opportunities. Gender-responsive investment is both a moral imperative and an economic strategy. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites presented by E+E Leader. For partnership opportunities, reach out to a member of our team.